So I think you and I eat similar diets, and at least I was.
The first time I've heard this.
Yeah, so I was doing it.
First time anyone has said that to me. In this case, anyway.
Yeah, but it's becoming more and more cool. But I was doing it before it was cool. So the intermittent fasting and fasting in general, I really enjoy. I love food, but I enjoy I also love suffering because I'm Russian. So fasting kind of makes you appreciate what it is to be human somehow. So, but I have outside the philosophical stuff, I have a more specific question. It also helps me as a programmer and a deep thinker, like from the scientific perspective, to sit there for many hours and focus deeply. Maybe you were a hacker before you were CEO. What have you learned about diet, lifestyle, mindset that helps you maximize mental performance, to be able to focus, to think deeply in this world of distractions?
I think I just took it for granted for too long.
Which aspect?
Just the social structure of we eat 3 meals a day and there's snacks in between, and I just never really asked the question why.
Oh, by the way, in case people don't know, I think a lot of people know, but you at least famously eat once a day.
Yeah.
You still eat once a day?
Yep. I eat dinner.
By the way, what made you decide to eat once a day? Like, because to me that was a huge revolution, that you don't have to eat breakfast. That was like, I felt like I was a rebel. Like like abandoned my parents or something and became an anarchist.
When you first, like the first week you start doing it, it feels you kind of like have a superpower.
Yeah.
And then you realize it's not really a superpower. But I think you realize, at least I realized, like it just how much our mind dictates what we're possible of. And sometimes we have structures around us that incentivize, like, this 3 meal a day thing, which was purely social structure versus necessity for our health and for our bodies. And I did it I started doing it because I played a lot with my diet when I was a kid, and I was vegan for 2 years and just went all over the place. Just because health is the most precious thing we have, and none of us really understand it. So being able to ask the question through experiments that I can perform on myself and learn about, is compelling to me. And I heard this one guy on a podcast, Wim Hof, who's famous for doing ice baths and holding his breath and all these things. He said he only eats 1 meal a day. I'm like, wow, that sounds super challenging and uncomfortable. I'm gonna do it. So I learn the most when I make myself, I wouldn't say suffer, but when I make myself feel uncomfortable, because everything comes to bear in those moments, and you really learn what you're about or what you're not. So I've been doing that my whole life. Like when I was a kid, I could not speak. Like I had to go to a speech therapist, and it made me extremely shy. And then one day I realized I can't keep doing this, and I signed up for the speech club, and it was the most uncomfortable thing I could imagine doing. Getting a topic on a note card, having 5 minutes to write a speech about whatever that topic is, not being able to use the note card when I was speaking, and speaking for 5 minutes about that topic. So, but it gave me so much perspective around the power of communication, around my own deficiencies, and around, if I set my mind to do something, I'll do it. So, it gave me a lot more confidence. So I see fasting in the same light. This is something that was interesting, challenging, uncomfortable, and has given me so much learning and benefit as a result. And it will lead to other things that I'll experiment with and play with. But yeah, it does feel a little bit like a superpower sometimes. The most boring superpower one can imagine.
No, it's quite incredible. The clarity of mind is pretty interesting.